Hey, this is Phil Lilley, Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina in Lake Taneycomo. We're going to do one cast today. It is the 9th of August. This is Monday. No generation. Gosh, there were some clouds in the sky a minute ago. Now it's nothing, no clouds. A little breeze kicks up every once in a while, but pretty much flat water. I'm using a number 16 red zebra midge. Got a little tiny float, 7X tippet, down to a 16, it's kind of an orangish red, and this has a nickel, not a nickel, but what do you call them? It's dark. I'll think of it in a minute. I'm only fishing at about 2.5 feet. I'm actually going to work this a little bit closer to the bank than I have been. I've been fishing out here in the flat, and I've caught 4 nice rainbows. Hooked a couple more, so they're eating pretty good. But I kind of want to go in the shade, fish the deeper water, the channel. They're midging just a little bit, but not much. I was up here the other day and using that 6X and couldn't get bit. Somebody said 7X is the way to go, so I think they were right. Made a big difference in hooking fish. I have been sight fishing a little bit and caught a couple that I saw. But out here in this deep water, I'm not going to see anything, so it's pretty much fishing blind. And I'm fishing about 30 feet from the bank, probably. I'm going to try to, let's see, that's not the first cast. I'm going to reposition the boat so the camera's not looking right in that. So, oh, there's a nice fish up by the bank. I'm going to give this cast a little bit of time since this is my first cast. We haven't caught a fish on the first cast in a long time. There's another little take on the surface. I do have my dries. I do have a hopper. And I have a beetle. Nothing on the first cast. Just go in a little closer to the back here. Saw a lot of really nice fish out there on the flat. A lot of fat rainbows. Oh. That's a sucker. I just saw a nice fish on the bottom, but you can tell the suckers, they've got white fins and their bugle mouths are white as can be. They really kind of show glow down there on the bottom. You're just sitting there. That was a bite. I just wrapped the camera. Not a good set. You don't set the hook like that, Phil. Okay. Literally wrap the camera up. I don't know if you could see that coming in the video. Okay, I think I got it. Fly fishing can be so much fun. As we've demonstrated many times. The wind's starting to blow a little bit more. There's no chop on the water yet, though. I am really deviating for what I was doing earlier, catching fish. I could back up on the flat out in the sun, but there's just a lot of big fish along this bank. HP's fishing down there. He's the owner of Scotty's, and he said he saw a big rainbow along the bank down there he was fishing for. I think my trolling motor is a little confused. I got it in anchor mode, but it's moving around a lot. Why don't we just take it off anchor mode? Hit it again. Just they're really just barely touching it up there. I've got a small enough float. If any kind of take, that float's going to go under. In the last couple of bites, it just barely moved. Okay, one more cast and we're going to change. I want to catch some fish. They ran 4 units for a while yesterday evening. And it's actually nice that they did because it really cleaned out the lake. Our area especially was getting really clogged up with a bunch of nasty pondweed. Stuff's dying. Oh, we're really starting to get some wind now. It's good. Start catching fish. Okay, I'm going to back out here in just a second. I was doing pretty good in the midges. There he, oh! Geez, right when I started to back out, I was gonna see if he hits it again. You don't miss fish on this zebra very often. Okay. Told you, you get out in this chop and you catch fish. He's not too big. He's not big. Okay. So I'm fishing not quite on the flat. I'm still in pretty deep water out here. And these rainbows are cruising up and down. They're not sitting still. When I was up there watching them earlier, they were moving around pretty fast. They definitely are not eating off the bottom. They're picking up stuff that's suspended. They're swimming up to the surface. And there is a little bit of current. They're not running water, but there's just a little movement in the current in the water. That's just the wind's blowing from the south, so it's blowing the same direction, but I just about lost my chop. I hit it. Another smallish one. I think I can lift him up. Maybe grab the zebra and shake him off. Maybe. to bent it. Bent the hook just a little bit. Send it back. Here comes that wind again. You know, sometimes we're cursing that wind. We're trying to throw a jig. When you got flat water, you really want that wind. And you want that chop. Where'd all my big fish go? I took an oxygen reading. Ooh, I broke it. I get my float back. Phooey. Okay, I'm gonna retie. It's gonna take me a while, so I'll be back. All right, I'm back with the same thing. Since it's catching fish, I had another zebra on and some 7X, and I'm back in business. Except it's around my fire extinguisher. Okay, I'm going to turn the boat so you're not looking in the sun. I'm using 7X fluorocarbon, and I am using Rio product. I guess I ought to mention I posted it on trout fishing Lake Taneycomo page on Facebook, and yeah. Fishing report I put on Ozark Anglers, and it was where I was fishing yesterday afternoon. They were running a half unit of water, and or one, sorry. And I came up here and fished the bluff, and I caught 5 really nice rainbows. The first one was the biggest, about 20 inches, and on a beetle is where I caught the first one on, but I caught 3 of the 5 on a pink grasshopper. It was a lot of fun. Most of the fish I saw were I could see. I was sight fishing. Had several fish that refused my offerings. Another small one. What if I need to back up into shallower water? Let's do that. That's where I was when I caught the bigger fish. I was using a black beetle. It's probably about a 12. It's kind of like a Japanese beetle. It's a small body beetle. It was fun. It's the best trip by far I've had up here as far as dries and terrestrials. Let's say I not lift this one up. I have my fish tank here in case I get a big one. These are just small. This one's what I would call a stalker. Don't break off, please. I don't mind losing fish if they're big, but I don't want a stalker to break my line. And these little hooks get buried sometimes. In the fish's jaw, and they're hard to get out. My line is sinking again. The other day, I think I showed you how you put floating on the line and make it sit on top of the water, and it won't make that popping sound. It's probably not the best thing as far as being stealthy. Still have a little bit of chop on the water. I'm sitting in about 4.5 feet of water probably. Fishing about the same. He just barely touched it. I missed him. I think sometimes they swim up to it and they look at it and refuse it. When they go to turn around and swim off, they hit it with their tail. Very possible that's what that is. Okay, we need a little wind. I am fishing a single fly. You know, a lot of you guys, a lot of people fish that double fly rig. That's fine. But it's kind of a pain when you go to release fish. You've got that extra hook hanging out there and It's always catching the fish on the way down and breaking off, and just have more chance of getting all tangled up. They're hitting one fly just fine. As you can tell, when that wind doesn't blow, slows down. Yeah, good. And it is warm. It's supposed to be in the 90s today. Yes. Oh, it's another dink. He just thinks he's strong. Don't move, please. Thank you. Excellent. That's a nice fish. He's still not very big. Bigger than the last. Hey, I'm not complaining. I've come out here so many times and not catch anything. Oh, it's a pretty one. He is pretty. Same size, but he's been in the lake longer. It's like fire extinguisher again. Tell you what, that 7X made all the difference in the world as far as catching fish. And you know, you get in the fall, the water's clear, the fish get a little bit picky. You go to 7X. You start hooking bigger fish, and you have to fight them a lot longer to get them in. That's why I really don't like to fish 7X. Just for that reason. It's a big difference between 6 and 7X. As far as how much pressure you can put on the fish. Oh, that wind feels good. Well, I'm hoping to catch one over 13 inches. I'll post some of the pictures of the rainbows I caught yesterday on the beetle in the hopper after the credits. I'm still moving. I'm not fishing the same water over and over. I can look on the bottom and I'm moving just a little bit, just drifting. Couple nice rainbows right here. Oh, he came off. He wasn't huge. He wasn't big. Did start pulling some drag off though. I think my hook's okay. I'm gonna check it if I lose another one. Ooh, that wind feels good. Blowing me pretty good. Come on. There's a little bit of chop out here. It's really wanting to blow the boat. Wow. Another small one. Nothing wrong with the hook. Man, I thought I lost it. I bet it's bent up. Oh yeah. Well, I got a second text, so I think I might have to go back in. It really bent that hook. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna... Oh, shoot. Fly line's out of the boat. Man, get it in the trolling motor. I'll be buying a new fly line. All right, big fish, it's your last chance. A little bigger. That's good. It'll have to be my big fish of the day. At least on video. Isn't it just amazing how much different it is between chop and flat water? Crazy. Looking at that end. He's not huge, he's just... Ooh, just big bodied fish. I bet he's not 16 inches. Oh, that line just caught the side of the boat. I can't believe it didn't cut it. Yeah, he's not big by any imagination. You know, I'm gonna dump this out. Get it out of the way. Just about ready to drift into the shallows at the narrows. Got him right in the nose. Right where you're supposed to be. Not bad. All right. Hope you enjoyed that. That was fun. Catch some fish for once on one cast. We'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks. So I've stayed up here and fished, and I put on a white mop fly. If I get this fish in, I'll show you what it is. I've caught probably a half dozen. 3 of them in the 15, 16-inch range. This one, not that big. It's a nice one. I've had some big fish swim right up to it and not take it. It's pretty cool to watch. But they were hitting it really good. And we do tend to catch bigger fish on this fly. You know, Chuck Grice has been fishing it. All it is a white piece of yarn on a jig head. I'd say about a number 10. That's what it is. It's a 100th ounce. We also have 80th ounce, a little heavier for when they're running water. Fish at about 4.5 feet under a float. A lot of fun. See ya.